Welcome back, friends. So in this video we are going to create a read operation. In the previous video we have created this form, so you can see that when I will go to the add user page, and here we have this form, and same form we have created for the added one. So now what we are going to do, so we are going to create a read operation with the help of Appwrite. As you can see in the previous videos, so we have already set up our database here. So in the Appwrite we have created the database as contact book, and we need the ID of this database to do a read operation. And after that we have this collection, that one is a users collection under this contact book database, and we need this collection ID as well to make a read operation under this. And after that we have this collection. In the collection we don't have anything, so this collection is empty, we don't have any document here. And after that we have created some attributes for this one, so I will leave the link in the video description. So if you don't know how to create the database and collection and how to create the attributes, then you can watch that video first. And here you can see that we have name, email, age, phone, and created by, and this created by is necessary, and it will be bind with the user auth ID. So in the auth ID we have this user ID, so we will bind that with this one. As it is a string, so it will be just as we will apply the created by with that ID, and when we are going to fetch the users, so then we can get only those who are having IDs, and we can set the permissions as well here. So I will tell you in the upcoming one. So here this one is the GitHub repo, so I will leave the link in the video description, so you can go to this repo, and if you want the code, so you can get the code from here, and please give a start. So now let's create a service here, and for that let's go to the source folder. In the service folder we are going to create a contact service, so contact.service.ts. And here first of all let's go to the auth service, and here we need the config file, so that we have already created in the config folder. So let's copy this config file here, so I'm going to copy this and paste it here. And after that let's create a class, so that will be contact service class, contact service, and let's export this. So now let's add a instance here, private static instance, and it will be the contact service instance. And the same thing we have to copy as we have done in the auth, so I'm going to just copy this to get instance, and instead of this one here will be the contact service instance. Just paste it. So now we have to create one function, and that function will be to create. So create here, and after that here we need the user data, not user data, so just data we need, and let it be of type any, and we will create a type here as well. So for now let it be the type any, and here I'm just going to console.log our data. So just save this. So now we have created the basic contact service, so this one is the base of the contact service, and now let's export this service here, so that is contact service from contact.service. So now let's go to the app, and here we will go to the contact. In the contact we have to go to the new. Let me delete all these unnecessary folders. Yeah, so we have a new, because we want to create a new project, we want to create a new contact, so we have to go to the /contact/new. So here I'm going to just import that one. Import that service, contact service from @/service. And here we have a service here, and after that you can see we have a data also here. But here we need the user ID as well. So how we are going to get the user ID? So for now, just I'm going to save this, and I'm going to let's go to the service, and in the service we have a auth service here, and here you can see that we have one function here. So that function is to get the contact, so get the account. So now we are going to utilize this function to get all the information about the account as we are in the page. So we have to use this function in the use effect so that we can get the information about the account. So for that we need the user ID that we can add in created by to create a contact. So here I'm going to just add auth service here as well. So just add comma, and here we will be having the auth service. Let's create a state for the user, and I'm going to set the user here, and use state, let it be any, and for now it will be null. And here we are going to apply the use effect, and here we are going to see if we are going to not add any dependency array, and just we are going to run this. First of all, let's create the instance of the auth service dot get instance. So we have the instance of the auth service now. So first of all, so we have to add auth service dot get account. So here we will get the data here. For that we need this one is the asynchronous, so that's why we are going to create one more function. That one is a fetch user, and it will be the asynchronous function. And here we are going to get the data, so let's await and auth service dot get account, and just we are going to set the user to data here. Fetch user, just copy this, and we are going to call this function here. Just save this, and now at the bottom let's json.stringify our user. Just save this. So now let's see if we have any changes here. So now you can see that our contact page is reloading, and for now we are getting user as null. So we have to wait for the user to log in. So for that we have to run the loading here, and here you can see that we have user and we have created ad. So from here we need the user ID. So where is the user ID? So let's see, we don't have user ID. We have a ID here, so that is test user. So let's see, let's confirm this. So when we are going to the auth, and after that we have test user, I'm going to copy this ID. So what is the email? So let's see the email. So email is user@test.com. this one is there, and I'm going to paste it here. So you can see that ID is test user, and when I'm going here, I'm going to copy this, and when I will see here, so here is test username is the ID. So this means that this ID is correct. So now we can get the ID here. So how to get the ID? So that is user and $ID. Just save this. You can see that we are getting the test user as ID here. So we have the ID for the user. So now let's create a service again, and that will be the contact service instance. Contact service, and here will be the contact service dot get instance. And now we have created the function here, so that one is create. So we are going to pass the data to that create function, and here let's pass the data. So we are going to write contact service dot create, and we are going to pass the user ID here. So for now, let's see if we have added the React Toastify here or not. So we have added the React Toastify, and do we have implemented that in the layout? We have implemented the toast container in the layout as well. So first of all, let's check if we have everything in the data or not. So if not, data dot name, or not data dot email, or not data dot phone, yeah, it will be the phone, or not data dot, and last will be the age. So if it is not there, so then we are just going to return the toast message, and what the toast message will be, so toast dot, and it will be the error, and the message will be please fill in all fields. So just save this. So we have this one, and then we are going to pass the user. So first of all, we have the data here, and after that we are going to pass the created by. So created by will be user ID. So just save this. And now let's open the DevTools. And here first of all, I'm just going to click here on the add user. So you can see that we are getting the toast message, please fill in all fields. So let's fill the username, new contact, and test at the rate contact.com, contact number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and here let the age will be like 20. And when are we going to click on the add user, so you can see that we are getting age created by email, name, and phone. And you can see that here when I will go to the databases, and then I will go to the contact book, and then in the users, so you can see there we have attribute name, email, age, phone, and created by. So these are all the attributes that we need. So this means that this is done successfully. So now let's see how we can store the data in this collection. So this will be the last part of this video. Then our create operation will be done. So we have this data correctly now, and now let's move. So now only we have to write the service here. So to write the data in the Appwrite database, so first of all we need few things. So first let's go to the env file, and here I don't have any env file. So let's go to the config, and in the config we have this config here, and you can see that we have endpoint and we have project here. So now let's create a env file here first. So I'm going to create a env file, and here first of all we need the Appwrite db id, and after that we need the collection id. And here let's write the Appwrite url as well, and here the project id as well, project id. So I'm going to move all these, so let it be project id. So here will be our project id, and after that we need the url as well. So I'm going to cut this url as well, and I'm going to paste it here, and after that we need few things. So here first of all I'm going to add process.env dot this one, that is next Appwrite URL, and same we need process.env dot next Appwrite, uh, and what is this, that is project ID. So that is project ID, so I'm going to just paste it, and it will be as string here. So just save this, and now we have to add two things. One is database ID and another is collection ID. So let's move here to the database, and here first of all we will add the ID of the database. So that is our contact book. So I'm just going to copy this and go back to the coding section, and here I'm going to paste that ID. So now we have that ID as well, and now we are going to add the collection ID, and our collection is users, so this one is the collection ID, and just copy this and paste it here. So now we have the collection ID here as well. So we are done with this. So now let's move forward. Now we are in the contact service again, and here I'm going to import few things. So first of all we have to import the database. So first of all let me add this app right here. Here we are going to import the database, so that is databases, and after that we need permission as well. So because we have to give the permission to the user here as well, and after that we are going to import the ID. So we have to create a unique ID for our collection, so that's why we need this ID as well. So first of all let's set up the database. So here it will be the private variable, so private db, and in the db what we are going to do, so we are going to add the client here. So db is equals to databases dot, in the databases we are going to add new databases, and the argument will be the client. So we are going to pass the client here. So we have the database variable now, and it will be the databases type. So now what we are going to do, so we are going to create a new that one is a new document in the collection. So for that we are going to use this variable, so that is this dot db dot, so we are going to create a document, and this one will be the function. So here we have few things to pass. So first one will be the database ID, and then we need the collection ID. So let's do that. So it will be process.env dot next Appwrite and db ID. So Appwrite db ID will be there, and as string we have to pass, and let's see it again. So it is db ID, and then we have the collection ID here. So process.env dot collection ID as string. Now we have to pass the document ID. So we have to create the document ID as well. So if we will not add this, so it will create it automatically, but we have ID here from the Appwrite only. We have this ID function, ID class. So here from the ID class we are going to get the static method, so that one is unique. So just call this, so it will automatically generate you a new ID. And then we have a data, so we have to pass the data here. So simply what we are going to do, so we are going to just pass the data as our data is already formatted, and here from the data let's extract the created by. So we need this created by to give the permissions. So permissions is same as the rules that we set in the firebase. So now we have the permission, and it will be the string of array. So we have this permissions class here. Using this permission class, we are going to set the permissions. So let's set some permissions. So what will be the permission here? So first of all, we need the permission to read. So who can read this? Yeah, first of all, we need the permission to read. So we will take permission dot, and after that we'll be having the read permission, and it will be permission to a created by. So then we need second permission to update it. So to update this permission, so we are going to just do this to the created by. Then third permission we need to delete this document, and this permission will be given to the created by only. So this permission will be given to a ID of user. Uh, yeah. And after that, if you want to give the permission to write as well, so you can give the permission to write here to created by as well. So now just save this. So we are done with this, and here we can pass the state as well. So that state will be the success state, and it will be anything. And just if this is done dot, then so then just we are going to set success to true, and dot catch, and here success to false. Success to false will be there, and just save this. Now let's pass the success here from the page, and here we are going to create a success one. So that is success and set success, and it will be the boolean, and by default will be the false. So just copy this, and we are going to pass the set success here. Expected 2 arguments but got 1. Okay, so we will pass it here, and it will be for with the comma. And here we are going to add the use effect. So just add this use effect here. So that is success. If there is success, then we are going to do a toast message, and set, we are just going to do a toast message, toast success successful added successfully. Save this. If there is error, so just we are going to console log the error. Let's go to the contact service, and here we are going to console the error as well. So error will be any, and just console.log the error. Just save this. Now let's move there, and let's see if this is working or not. So it is loading, but we have an error here. So that is dot send endpoint is undefined, cannot read properties of this next Appwrite URL. So let's see why we are not getting this, and let's see if we want to. So we have changed the .env. So we have added env here. So let's reload this one. Let's start the server again. Server is started again. So let's hope so we are not getting any issues. So now I will not takes so much time. So error got solved here. So what was the issue? So here you can see that I have added the data in the .env. So but it was getting undefined in the Next.js. So for that, what you have to do? So you have to go to the next.config.js and here apply these one. Next Appwrite URL, next Appwrite project ID. So you have to add this in the env file so that your Next.js can understand that you have these uh, environment variables here. So now you can see that I have added like this one. So now it is working perfectly. So now let's test this, and here I'm going to add a test user and email as test@test.com, phone number like anything, and age like 22, and just click on add user. So you can see that we are getting error, so that is 400, but here we are getting issue, that one is invalid permission. Param role test user is not allowed. Must be of one of any guest user, team member or label. So now let's see why we are getting this error. So this error we are getting because it is saying that role as a test user is not allowed. So we have to pass the role. So how we can pass the role here? So for that we have one solution. So let's go here. So let's go to the contact service again, and here we are going to import role as well from the Appwrite. So now we have the role. So when I will hover on the role, as it is not giving you information now, so let's go here. So here instead of this created by, so we are going to add the role here. So role dot user. So we have the user here, and what this is asking? So it is asking the user ID. So the user ID is same, so that is created by, and you can see that we have a role here. So this one is a class role, and then we have the user method. So this will return the role for this permission, and let's copy and paste this to all the permissions. So now this error will be resolved successfully. Let's go back, and now let's try again to add the user. Just click on add user. So now you can see that I think we have to refresh it. So let's refresh it, and let's add the test user and email, phone number 22, and just click on add user. So we are still getting that is unauthorized. User is not authorized to perform the request action. So we are still getting this issue. So this issue should not happen. So let's see why we are getting this issue. So we have the read, update, delete, write. So everything is there. So there is a solution. So let's see what is the solution here. And you can see that I am under the collection of users. Now let's go to the settings, and here we have to give permission. So I have already given the permission here. So for you it will be like this. So just click on add button and click on all users, and then you will give the permission to that one. So now just click on update, and it will be updated successfully. So now let's see, here we will be having one more issue. You can see that we have the age is integer. Now when I will go here and let me refresh it, and here let's add any user, test user, this is a phone number and age 20, and when I will click on add user, so we are getting one, that is server error. So why this server error we are getting? So let's see why we are getting this server error. So you can see that when I'm going to console log our data here, just save this. So we have to reload it again. Now when I will add the user again and I will click on add user. So still I will get the server error, but you can see that here we are getting age as a string. And what is the phone number? So phone number is greater than 14. So phone number is greater than 14. But we don't want like that now. So it is greater than 14. So what we are going to do? So just go here and just click on edit the database for the phone number, and here it is 14. So we have to show them the error so that the phone number cannot be greater than 14. Otherwise, what we can do, so let's delete this phone number. Let's delete this and let's click on create attribute. So that one is a string again, and here we will create that one for the phone and let the size will be 20. So we will give the size 20 as maximum and it will be the required. So just create it. And now we have the age, and age will be integer, and here we have maximum minimum 1 and maximum is 150. So that's not a problem. So now when I will go here, and here what we are going to do, so we are going to create an object, and here I'm going to use spread operator on the data, and for the app we will first of all turn this to a integer, turn this to a number. So data dot age will be there. So this will be resolving the error. So now instead of this dot then, so let's do one thing. So here I'm going to cut this, and we are going to use await here, and I'm going to remove this success as well, and let's make it asynchronous and just save it. So now let's go to the page again, and here what we are going to do, so here we are going to remove this set success, and we are going to also remove this one and this use effect as well, and here we are going to add dot then. So dot then, if this one is done, just we are going to do the toast message, toast dot success successfully added, and after that we are going to catch if there is error, just we are going to return the toast dot error, something went wrong, please try again. Something get wrong, please check your data. Just save this. Otherwise, if there is error dot message, then it will return that message as well, and error will be of type any. And then we are going to move router dot push. So where we are going to go, so we are going to go to the home screen, and here let's add that router is equals to use router from next navigation, and let it be router here. Just save this. I think we don't have any error, no error. So just go here and just reload it. So this one is the last step. So now user is logged in. So here let's add test user and age as 20. Just click on add user. So we are getting still server error. So let's see what the server error is. So we are still getting a server error. So name, email, age, created by, and phone. So that's good. So let's see again. So this one is done, created by, everything is done, and we are in the contact service, and here we have data and we have data.age, so it will be age. So we have the typo error here, so due to that we were having the issue. Just reload it again. And here let's add test user, test@test.com, like this, and 123, age like 20. Just click on add user. So we are getting please fill in all field. And when I will go here, I will refresh it again, and let's see if we are having any data or not. So we are still not having any data, so we are getting please fill in all fields. Fail to patch, RSC, layout, fail to fetch. Okay, we have this issue here, so that is please fill in all fields. So let's see where we have the issue. Dot then successfully added, error dot message. Do we have error here? Let's go to the console, full console. Let's try again. '20. Just click on add user. So we have successfully added that one, and when we are going to refresh it, so we should get that one. So you can see that we are getting the test user. So we have the test user here, and we have the permissions here, and this one is the data, and this one is the activity of the particular user. So this means that we have successfully done the read operation. So this video was quite long, but next video will be very short. So now let's done the read operation in the next video. Thanks for watching.